What's up, Collective fam? It's your boy Tony the Toy Rat, back with another rigorous resin review for new PVC, pre-used or previewed, and this one is not new to the market. Actually, it's one that has been out for a while, but I've had my eye on it, so I sought it out in Facebook Marketplace. But I got a pretty good deal, so I was able to achieve that which I most sought after. In any case, we have Starlord. And this particular Starlord, I wanted to have a lot because he doesn't have his mask on. He's chilling with his 80s Walkman, and it's just got an iconic look. And I know it's in a keepsake box, so I'm going to show you guys all that now. Pretty cool keepsake box, but I'm going to wind up throwing it away. There's a lot of you who are going to go, what? And I'm going to go, yeah, it's going to come outside the box and the statue's going to live on the shelf with everything else. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and unbox Starlord. Okay, guys, we have Starlord in the box and our handy dandy little scalpel tool. Just going to pop off the tape areas here and fling the box open. As I've indicated earlier, this does look like a keepsake box. This is one of those that was like only at GameStop exclusives or something like that. Actually, that's exactly what it is. Where no one ever expects you to open up the box. But I am sick, and I have a sickness, and I have to open up the box. Alright. That's right, it smells of fresh deliciousness. Let me just make sure there's nothing in there I need to take out. No, that's it. So, comes with one of these little doodads. Tells you about a bunch of other stuff that they have available for you. Plus has a little sign up and send back thing. So you can always tell the company how they're doing. But you and I both understand that this is just a box. And a box is meant for nothing more than recycling. Very good. Take our scalpel tool, go along the edges, break that little piece of tape on the side, and we're going to just ease this little piece of plastic out. And what do we do with the plastic? We just told you. Recycle. No mas. Ooh, yeah. I've been waiting to take a look at this hardcore for a while now. But before we do that, you know how we do. We always do the same thing. Here in the land of the toy rats. Give you a first look at them. There it is. You see him? Nice. Okay. Now we put it down. This is Starlord. And now it is time for a full body spin. Alright, Collector fan, we have returned, and I already know what you're thinking. This is going to be another one of those long-winded reviews where he tells us all about the character we already know about. But yeah, this time I want to sort of enjoy the character and the statue for what it is. It is a statue of Peter Quill. And he is chilling up against the side of a brick wall that's been broken up or blown apart or otherwise abandoned. I'm not entirely sure what story this particular statue is trying to tell, except that Peter Quill is a really cool guy. The statue appears to have been made in 3 pieces. There is a wall section back here that gets pinned in. You can see here. That's where the wall comes down. There is the figure itself, which also gets pinned in. You can see where the foot is right here. That's where his foot is actually at. And, of course, there is the base unit. So that's my estimation of how that comes together. Now, I don't see how they got it stuck to the wall. I'm not entirely sure, but all in all, it's a pretty cool looking statue. It's a nice piece. It's a calm, it's a relaxing, it's a reflection back to the parts of the movie where you understand that Peter Quill's character is driven by music from the 70s and 80s, and I guess in the end 90s, before he was taken off world with Yondu. So that being said, let's jump right into it. What do we always start with? The portrait. The portrait. It is the portrait, ladies and gentlemen, and you knew I was going to say that. In no way, shape, or form do I believe that this was meant to look like Peter Quill, who is the actor who played him, at all, because it does not. What you do get from it is sort of the hairstyle, the swag, the jacket. I don't want to get too far into the costuming because that's another category that we always talk about. But I will say, in terms of the portrait, if you didn't tell me this was a Peter Quill statue, if you lopped off his head and you put it on another character, would I tell you, oh, that's Peter Quill? And the answer for me is no. No. He, to me, appears to be, sort of nondescript white guy. He could be anybody. But I think, that's sort of the point in wanting him to be sort of that every man's man kind of potentiality down to the beard. There's nothing defining about Peter Quill outside of his mask and his armaments that tell you that this is Starlord. So when you take a look at his face, he doesn't have a unibrow or thick lips or anything like that. You can say, oh, that's Starlord, but, I think you might be guessing. On portrait, you're going to get a 1. Because I can't. It's nondescript. It's just... Alright. We're going to go straight from that to costuming, which automatically I'm telling you you're going to get a 3. Because I think I can discern that this is Starlord without the mask on. Okay, why? Because in the costuming section, they do have his patented sort of blaster and holster here on the side. Clearly, he is rocking the 80s style Sony headphones, which are affixed to the Walkman, and he's holding the Walkman down here in his hand, and I just feel like that's a really cool little feature, because without even knowing it's a Walkman, I know it's a Walkman. Okay, he's also got the full leather, the sweeping leather that runs back, and just so you guys know, there is movement to that leather. It's not that rigid, so that's kind of cool. It feels a little loose for me in the backpack here, just a touch. I mean, nothing that's going to hurt or anything like that, but anyway, back to costuming, we're going to get a full 3. Alright, so where I was, and it's not their fault, it's just that Peter Quill doesn't have a whole lot of portrait-rich features that you're gonna know right off. But definitely, based on what we have here in the setup for the costume, I know it's Peter Quill. Alright, dynamic pose. We're going fast, I know, faster than normal anyway. It's good for you. In dynamic pose, not very dynamic. This is a museum quality pose if I remember seeing one. He's kind of chilling. He's obviously in the middle of a vibe. He's listening to whatever music he's listening to from the 80s. He's got one leg up against the side of the wall. And, yeah, it's not very dynamic at all. Is it a cool pose? Absolutely. It is a cool pose. And the way that they have it laid out right now, it doesn't matter where you place him. He's leaning up against the wall. So I'm not missing anything. And they put plenty of detail back in there so I didn't lose anything when we're talking about if I turned it this way or that way or however I display him, which will be like this. But that's neither here nor there. Okay. Dynamic pose. I'm going to give you a 2 just because, museum quality pose on that. Which leads us down to the base, which I've been saying it less these days. I think Diamond Select pays some attention, But these, our heroes will always find themselves on rocks. It is no different here. So I don't know exactly the environment he's in. Like I said at the beginning here, I kind of feel like war-torn, abandoned area, something. But he's standing upon some rocks here. So, I mean, something was destroyed. Could have been a long time ago. It doesn't look like he was part of that battle. Okay? So the base is kind of like, yeah, you're going to get a 1. 1 cheese on the base. Now, I take that back. The base also includes this wall piece back here. They're going to get a 2 on that. There is this really cute little thing they did add right here. You have to take a look. You look for it. But if you can see it in there, there is some graffiti on the wall right back in here. Yeah, you see that right there, guys? See a little bit of graffiti? Little tiny bit of graffiti. And what it says in there, in this little bit of graffiti, if you guys could read it, it says, Groot was here. Ha ha ha. Groot was here. No Drax. Just Groot was here. Which I think is pretty cool. So you're going to get a 2 now that you have Groot was here. And I'm counting the back piece along with the that he's leaning on. Okay, so all in all, I think this would get a 2 cheeser statue. Again, why I liked it is because it's not a fighting piece. It's not a dramatic action piece. It's a chilled out, relaxed moment in the life of Starlord. We're taking a snapshot out of the life and times. You know, something that might have been out of the original movie that we watched and liked from the, original Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember, a lot of you guys didn't know shit about him before that movie came out. So, okay. That's why I wanted him. And I still think it's pretty damn cool. And I only paid $20 for this guy. So, I think I win. I kind of got it in for a steal. And now it's going to sit up there amongst my other Starlord stuff right back here. See, I've got the mask. I've got the resin minibus back here. I've got the PVC with him flying off up there. And now we'll have him just chilling out, relaxing next to the both of those. So, although it does take up additional shelf space to have 3 of the same character, I still think I needed to have it. So that's it. This is your boy, Tony the Toy Rat for Diamond Select Toys. I guess this one would have been GameStop. Our friends at Marvel, Starlord, and I am out. I would say go get you one, but I think they're in a rare supply now. So go get you one.